In this episode of the Funny Business Podcast, we play What's the Word and pepper in some stories with random words.
And then our buddy Jake Donohoe joins us. We talk about the best names in Minor League Baseball. Mike, hit the music.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of the Funny Business Podcast. I was kind of hyping up Matt before we started recording, thinking I'd be yelling and screaming and telling everybody how excited I am for this podcast. But I decided to come in quiet. And, you may be wondering why we're doing this. Well, I really don't have a reason. I just wanted to do it. And hopefully I can keep this on for quite some time. Hopefully I won't get loud. But Matt, how are you? How are things?
Things are great. Not really threw me off.
I love lamp.
My head bob. My head bob in the beginning is really going to look off with the music. But that's okay. I'm not mad. I'm okay. Mike, I have a sty in my eye.
I do too.
No way. Which eye?
I do. Yeah. Left.
Yeah, me too.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, I woke up yesterday. I was like, oh, my eye feels a little weird. And it looked a little, not like puffy, but like a little like enlarged, like my eye area. So I got some ointment and, we're battling. It's a battle. It's back and forth. Left, I throw a left hook. They throw an uppercut. But we're going to come out on top. Always do.
Standing in the Hall of Fame and the world's going to know your name, man. That's the way we do it. But yeah, I was showering this weekend and I was rubbing my eye and it hurt and it felt so puffy. Now, mind you, I was drinking some hoppy beer. So I was like, oh man, maybe it's just the hops that's like keeping my eyes puffy. But no, it's a sty. I've come to the conclusion. Yours is probably worse than mine, but I will join you in the sense that a sty is not fun ever at all.
Yeah, it's not one of those things that like it doesn't hurt. It's just every time you blink, you feel it. And it's just so annoying.
That's bad. That hurts for you.
Yeah, like it doesn't like hurt when I blink, but I can feel like it feels like something's there. And it's like, all right, this is really pissing me off. But other than that, life is good. We had decent weather this weekend.
We did.
Yeah.
Do you know what I did this weekend?
What'd you do?
Oh, dude. Oh, this past weekend, I should say. I kid you not, I was cracking up coming into work on Monday, telling everybody my weekend because it was so unique. I don't think you had the same weekend as mine. I mean, that's pretty common for everybody, but you would never expect what I did. I went full dad mode this past weekend.
Well, did you have the New Balances on?
Oh, no. I had the moccasins, though.
Okay, all right, that's a plus.
So Jenna's dad, shout out Steve, we always had this fun conversation. Like it always seems like, and this happens to my parents too, but I think we more publicly talk about it. Like we openly talk about it, that every time I'm at my parents or every time I'm at Jenna's parents, there's always something that they need help from me to do. So a couple weekends ago, what was I doing? He somehow clicked on Amazon Prime, like for him to sign up for Amazon Prime, and he kept getting charged $14 a month. So like I had to cancel it, which by the way, canceling your Amazon Prime is ridiculous. There's 5 steps you go through. They try to offer you something every step to keep it.
That's ridiculous.
But I heard SiriusXM is worse. I know we're just crapping on
that brands, is worse. I did have to do that. Yeah, that's not fun.
So, I heard you can get it down to $1.99. By the way,
that's a steal.
Yeah. Anyway, and the other thing was I had to fix his Apple Watch because his Apple Watch wasn't working. And the running joke was I help him out, I get good beer. And so it seems like now every time I go, there's something to do. So I actually ended up putting together a Frozen themed bicycle for a 4-year-old's birthday party. One of Jenna's family members was turning 4, and she likes Frozen. So I put together a bicycle that was Frozen themed. So that was the first thing.
Congratulations. I mean, that doesn't sound like an easy task.
Dude.
I mean, I don't know what's harder, putting the bike together or riding it.
It had training wheels, Matt.
Well.
And then the second thing that came up, I get a phone call. Are you busy? I just finished the bike. Now come on down. So there's a shop. He's working on a garage door opener, and he needed help setting a garage door opener. And I did put together and fixed and troubleshooted a garage door opener. So I know how to put a bike together, and I know how to put a garage door opener together.
Husband him up, Jenna.
Oh, man. I feel worthy. I feel completely worthy by doing those 2 steps.
Like worthy enough to pick up Mjolnir?
Maybe.
Wow. So
maybe.
That's a big step. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Natalie Portman, was holding Mjolnir at one point, so I don't know if we feel worthy at all regardless, but
it's a good point.
Yeah.
Garage door openers are one of those things that it's like once you do it, you just feel it's one of those things that it's not an everyday activity. It's not something you have to fix all the time. So when you hear about it, you're like, oh, this is gonna be weird. And then you do it, you're like, oh, that's a piece of cake. Like I'm a man. I'm 40.
People don't realize that garage door openers need to be calibrated before they are in use, because the mechanism doesn't know when the garage door goes down all the way. It actually bases it off of how much it pulls in the given time. So yeah, that was interesting. But hey, I know how to work a garage door opener if I really need it. So
yeah, there it is. That was dad talk.
Oh, that was dad talk. And now we're going to bring to you our regularly scheduled program. Matthew, we are going to just play a fun game of what's the word. Everybody's favorite here in the coworkers of the funny business world. I go to randomwordgenerator.com, and it's nouns. And we really solely base our conversation off the word that is generated. I usually pick nouns, and at the very end, I ask Matt for a number of letters, and that is our last word. So, but as always and as tradition, the first word, I always ask Matt, how many clicks is it going to take to get us to the first word of what's the word?
Can I say 0?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming there's already a word up there.
There's already a word up there, my friend.
Let's go with 0.
So the word to start of what's the word is umbrella.
Umbrella. As a man, can you use an umbrella?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of guys out there that say you can't use an umbrella.
Now, if your significant other's with you, they make sure they get the bulk of the umbrella.
Yeah, but you still have to hold the umbrella for them.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big umbrella person. No, I'm not saying I'm too much of a man to use an umbrella. I'm not going to carry one around with me. Is my thing. Like I have one in my car.
I was going to say, yeah.
If it's like pouring down rain when I walk into work, I'll use the umbrella and then back to my car. But like if I'm going to run like some errands, I'm not gonna be like, oh, it might rain, let me grab my umbrella. I'm just not gonna do that.
I prefer a raincoat over an umbrella in a scenario like that.
I don't have a good raincoat.
Maybe that could be in the merch.
Genius idea.
Yeah. I'll have to write a note to our manufacturer. But Matt, I think Umbrella by Rihanna was probably one of the first real songs that I downloaded for iTunes when I first got my first iPod.
It's a good song.
My first true song was Kung Fu Fighting, but
that's a fun fact. That's a great fun fact. Mine was an Eminem song, I believe.
Lose Yourself.
Also, shout out Rihanna doing the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I think she'll do a good job. I don't listen to a ton of Rihanna songs, but when they come on, they're really good songs. Like she's very good.
Yeah.
Very talented.
She is. Oh yeah, and don't forget the work. Work.
Yep.
All right, next word. Explicit.
Explicit. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Do you got anything?
I'm thinking expletive, but I know that's not the word.
That's also where my mind went.
I think as far as explicit, when was the last time you were told something explicitly?
Geez, I don't even know.
Yeah. No, let's skip that word.
Okay.
Outside.
Outside. I can't wait for springtime to get here so I can go back outside and do things outside. Like we said, this past weekend we had decent weather. I considered going for a walk outside because it was like decent weather.
Yeah.
But it was still a little cold enough that like I didn't want to be outside for long periods of time. And yeah, I'm just over the cold.
You know what I'm looking forward to?
Golf.
That. But something I've done before, like just to hang out on a patio.
Mm-hmm.
Like being outside, like in the afternoon, like maybe like 6, 7 o'clock, still warm out, still kind of bright out a little bit, but like you're just having a beer or you're just having food or whatever, and you're just outside enjoying a nice patio or stone or wood or whatever, whatever have you. But yeah,
Doing
just
some
looking forward to
watching.
Bird watching.
You're watching the squirrels.
Yes. Next one, touch.
Because every time we touch, I get this feeling, and every time we kiss, I reach for the sky. Touch.
How's your phone been?
I was actually gonna go in the phone direction. Phone's been fine. It's been fine. Remember when you had to do like the thumbprint to get it to unlock your phone? Yeah. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is the coolest thing!" And now everybody has Face ID, and they don't even have a home button.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's always sad when young at heart individuals get a newer phone and they transition from the touch ID, the home button, to Face ID. And you okay over there?
Yeah, I don't
know. What fell or what popped or what broke?
I don't want to think I want to
what
know.
Exploded. And they transition over from Touch ID to Face ID. They're like, well, how do you get home? Like that's the first thing. Anyway.
It's great because they don't know how to swipe to close the apps. They always just go right to the home screen and like, you gotta close the app, and it's just the whole thing. It's great.
It's really an interesting gesture to try to get used to after having a home button for so long.
Yeah, even it does take like a couple days to get used to it. I would say even myself when I transitioned from Touch ID to just swiping up, it's definitely hard.
Yeah. Next word is soup.
Good soup.
Every time I think of soup, I think Stephen Colbert on The Late Show. He has a on-point impression of Bernie Sanders. And he always involves it with somehow and be like, I want my cup of soup and I want the 1%.
Top 3 soups.
Oh, here we go. Okay. My number 1 is chicken noodle soup. I don't think you can deny that.
Continue.
My number 2 is I made this buffalo. Oh gosh. Now I'm going to have to look up I don't want to say look up the recipe, but now I'm going to have to look it up. 3 is that soup you get at hibachi. Is that miso
soup?
Miso soup. Back in the day, I hated that, but like, I enjoy it. Like it is good. It tastes good. It's good soup. But my number 2, which I made, it's a creamy buffalo chicken soup.
Ooh,
that I made by myself.
That's good.
Yeah,
that does sound good.
It has carrots, celery, onion, cauliflower, and of course just Frank's Red Hot sauce,
the best.
chicken, and cream cheese. It's so comforting. Like I enjoyed it so much. It was so good.
Soup during the winter is just the best. Number 3, I'm gonna go cream of crab.
Okay.
Number 2, I'm gonna go chicken noodle. The thing is, why I'm not putting chicken noodle at 1, you can get some bad chicken noodle soup at some places.
Yeah, you can.
However, I don't ever think you can get that bad of a French onion soup.
Is that your number 1?
That is my number one. French onion. Especially when they put like the melted, like they melt like a whole piece of cheese over top, and then the bread that they come in there, and the beef broth. Love a good French onion soup.
Yeah, I haven't dove in or expanded my palate in the soup world. So
I have a feeling you would like Italian wedding soup.
I feel like somebody said that to me before too.
Yeah, I don't know why. I could see you eating Italian wedding soup. I also love Italian wedding soup.
I think, again, coming back to my sense of touch, go back to the word. Like I don't like hot coffee because I can't do scalding hot. But like I can't do tea. But like soup, I think that's why I was so reserved to not have it, was because of how hot it comes out. But
it's fair.
You can blow it a little bit and just, cool it down.
Yeah, you can definitely blow it.
Next word, tender.
I forget where we were. I think I was with April in Florida, and we were at a restaurant. I don't remember which restaurant, and we weren't like super hungry, so I think she just ordered like chicken tenders and fries. I think it was just late. We needed to eat something. And the adult male server who brought us our food, had to be in his 40s, goes, "Okay, who ordered the chicken tendies?" And I almost lost it. And she looked at me. She's like, she didn't say this, but she looked at me. She's like, "You got to pull it together." I was in shock. I didn't know how to react other than just laugh my ass off. He's just like, "The chicken tendies?"
Chicken tendies?
I'm like, "Okay, buddy, just give us the food."
Yeah, my mind went to chicken tenders first. It's not even like tender embrace or like it's very tender, like just chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders slap, and they will slap, but when we're 40, they will slap when we're 50, they will slap when we're 80. Chicken tenders and chicken nuggets are just like on a tier level of food.
It's amazing.
That not many foods can touch.
It's amazing. The next one, story.
Story. Did you ever like having bedtime stories before you went to bed?
No, I more enjoyed like what came to mind to me was Dad, and I won't expose him too much, but Dad had a story about him taking a crap in the woods. It was just so funny every time, and I'd recount it if I could, but I just remember I was just crying laughing because it was just so funny. That'll be in the after pod if anybody wants to listen, even though we don't have one that exists. But just those stories, like I love getting told a good story again. Like just any, like I love telling about how we were playing Quiplash, and I always say, why don't owls kill people? Because they don't give a hoot. And like Matt was crying on the floor in my bedroom
for like
one night.
15 minutes.
Like I love sharing those stories because it brings you back to when you were at, I don't want to say you were at your best, but more or less you were just no distractions. Like, because just you were crying, laughing how funny it was. So
those are the best. And I'm sure your dad has some of these stories too, but a lot of the stories my dad and like my uncles tell, like they tell me these stories, and if they happened in today, they would have been thrown in jail like 15 times. Like it's just crazy stories. And the best stories are when my dad was an altar server when he went to Catholic school.
It's already
unbelievable. Unbelievable stories. I mean, they're just the best. And the best story is one you can tell over and over again, and it's still funny every time.
My God. Man, yeah. Next one, global gym. Global, GLOBAL.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was an O at the end of that one.
Maybe.
Globo.
I don't know.
Anyway, global.
Do you think well, actually we are global, because I don't know if you look at our podcast listening.
Oh, I do.
Shout out to all of our Australian listeners.
By the way, it was Globo, GLOBO.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
My bad. Hand up. Yeah, shout out to all of our listeners from Australia. We have It's pretty
Eclectic.
impressive percentage of our listeners from Australia.
Yeah. I was gonna say where is
I'm
the
sorry
audience?
if I ever offended Australia on this podcast.
I did at one point.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
I did too. Yeah.
We have people in Australia, Germany, Spain, Zimbabwe, Canada, India, United Kingdom, Taiwan, Singapore, Philippines, Mexico, Ireland, Japan, Russia, Mauritania, France, I've never seen that country in my life. South Africa, Brazil, Indonesia, Netherlands, Nigeria, Malaysia, Hong Kong, United Arab Emirates, Sweden, Denmark, Turkey, New Zealand, Switzerland, Finland, Colombia, Argentina, Chile, Portugal, Mongolia, Slovakia, China, Albania, Saudi Arabia, Ukraine, Poland, Venezuela, Italy, and Greece. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah. Isn't it just crazy? Like there's people in other countries that hear our voice.
Yeah. I wish there was a way we could translate.
Yeah, me too.
Like we could have like Mr. Beast. Like I know nobody likes some. There's a lot of haters, which like to be honest, like I don't know how you can hate this man.
I agree.
Did you see his latest YouTube video?
I don't watch his YouTube videos.
Matt, he spent money to cure 1,000 people being blind to be able to see again.
How you can cure blindness?
There's a certain procedure based on the stage of blindness.
Okay.
That you could cure by having an artificial eyelid. Like, so what happens is the iris of it is like cloudy. So like they take the cloudiness out and they replace it with an artificial lens.
Wow.
But he cured 1,000 people with that. Like, but anyway, his YouTube videos, he not only has his YouTube video in English, but I think I gotta look because he actually dubs the other channels. Oh man, no, I can't find it so quickly. Like he has it in different languages.
Wow.
And he has people that dub over him in those languages. So more people can
That's
watch.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's amazing. So but next one. Picture.
So April is coming home.
Yay.
For a weekend. So we're here for the Super Bowl. And we are I believe we're gonna do a little Valentine's Day shoot together.
Nice.
Be fun to get some pictures taken. I think I talked about it. We did this last year too. So it's a nice little like tradition thing that we got going on. But I like taking pictures. I used to not like it when I was in high school and stuff, but like could definitely come around to it the more I grow up.
I gotta start printing some of mine. I gotta get new prints.
Yeah, no, it's also just cool to like look back at old pictures, even just like when we were kids, like the old school like photos that your parents like print out at like CVS and stuff like that. It's just so cool.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, next one, floor.
Did you ever sleep on the floor?
Yes, I have. Now, does it like count like pure floor or like pillow blanket floor?
Pillow blanket floor counts.
Yeah, I have.
On
Not the
purpose?
best. Yeah, on purpose.
Okay. I don't know if I have.
I've laid on the floor before and like kind of took a nap. But that was a few drinks into me that I've done that, so.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever just laid down on the floor just to relax. Maybe when I was a kid I did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Next one. We'll do two more. Movement.
Not seeing enough movement. So I started stretching a couple days ago. I went to help my dad unpack or take off some bags of pellets for our pellet stove out of the truck into the garage. Pulled my hamstring.
Oh no.
Yep. So it really was only pulled for like a day. It was a little sore the next day. But I definitely haven't been moving around as much because like I come home from work and just sit down. Not doing a lot of movement in the winter. So I started stretching just to like keep things loose, and I feel a little better.
Okay. There you go. I've made a pact for myself. If I work from home, I'm gonna get back on my bike. Like I'm gonna do like a half hour lunch.
Yep.
But then at a typical work day, like 4:30 is when it ends. 4:00, I'm getting on my bike and I'm biking for a half hour.
That's a great goal to set.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. I think more people should do that who work from home.
Yeah. Did you see? I share my my watch data with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see my workout? I accidentally did indoor cycling, and then I did the actual like stationary bike exercise.
I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, I was an idiot. I was like, "Why is this not?" It's like, "Do you want to end your workout?" I'm like, "No, I'm moving." And I look at it, and I'm like, "Oh, it's counting how many miles I've ridden," and I changed it, which like still counted my exercise, but
it happens.
Yep. Okay, one more. Besides our final one, Field of Dreams.
I've never seen the movie.
Neither have I.
Okay, there it is. Yeah. All right.
There we go. All right, Matt. Yep. How many letters for the last word?
6.
Are you ready?
Give it to me.
Pepper.
I like peppers. I like green peppers. I like red peppers. I like bell peppers. I like jalapeno peppers. Hot peppers. I'm not a big sweet pepper fan. Like on a cheesesteak.
Okay.
That's probably the only thing, now that I think about it. I like onions in my cheesesteak. I don't love peppers in my cheesesteak.
Shout out to my Uncle Butch and Aunt Joanne. I think they still do this, but very often they used to go to Wendy's in their area. And I forget fries. He'd get fries, and he would want so much pepper on his fries that my Uncle Butch, and like, I love him to death. He's a 2 Purple Heart combat wounded in Vietnam War. So thank you for your service in the Army. He'd bring little, I forgot the name of the grill. He'd bring like a whole pack of pepper with him, and like he'd put it in his pocket, and like just pull out. Like you always knew Uncle Butch had pepper because it would be in his coat, and like you'd always know that if you needed pepper, just pull it out, and there's pepper.
That's funny. I don't think I ever. Once in a while, I'll put like salt on something, but I don't think I ever put pepper on anything.
You should try pepper next time.
On what?
You're drawing a blank.
Wow, just stumped you.
Yeah. Well, hey, I used pepper for what do you call it? I used pepper for my recipe that I made this week, and it was a coconut curry shrimp recipe.
Oh, interesting.
And a little couscous to it, and there was pepper involved. So, well, pep.
There we go.
A little pep in the step.
I want to start cooking more.
Are you?
I want to.
Start easy.
Yeah.
And follow the recipe.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's going to happen.
And don't be upset if you don't follow it to the T. Make sure you follow it to a degree, but don't be upset if you don't follow it to a T.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to do the taste test. Do the taste, put it in what you taste.
I got to give you a cookbook that Jenna gave me for my birthday. It was, oh, wow. I forget the name of the title of the book. She's going to be upset.
Cooking for Dummies.
Kind of like that. But, the I Don't Know How to Cook book.
Okay, that's close.
So, there's some really, there's the meatloaf in there. There's some chicken, like it separates it out. But no, I refer to it sometimes if I'm looking for something good. But, yeah.
Do you like meatloaf?
Depends on my mood.
Yeah, I agree. It's something that when I'm in the mood for, or like I hear we're having it for dinner, if it's really good, it's really good. But I also could go the rest of my life with ever eating meatloaf again. I'd be fine.
Gotcha. You know, I haven't had in a while. A nice gourmet burger.
Yeah.
Like a good burger. Like I had like a Wendy's burger, but I haven't had like a nice burger.
I'm trying to think the last time I had a burger. I always keep telling myself I'm going to go to Five Guys for lunch one day. We'll do that next week.
I don't think I'll ever go back there again.
Why?
Okay. I will go there, but it has to be takeout. Because let me tell you, So that was
Eat
still
too
during
much
the
peanuts.
still during the pandemic. Obviously I was wearing a mask until I sat down.
Mm-hmm.
And like, holy crap, my mask was ridden of peanut oil smell. It was so bad. Like I ran it through the washer. It still smells like peanut oil. It sucks. I think I trashed that. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah, you have to do that. I've never noticed the peanut oil smell. It's just so good.
Yeah.
It's such a good burger.
It's just so good.
It's so good.
But we'll have to go. We went one time when we were hanging out together, right?
Did we?
I think we did at one point.
You might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's
Might
good
get
stuff.
another date night.
Yeah, another date night when two of us
Yeah.
are together.
Yep.
Together forever. Anyway, well, that's what's the word, everyone. Hey, maybe we might do a collective audience. What's the word? I don't know. I'm just throwing this idea out. I always hate throwing ideas out because hopefully it sticks.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, maybe one day we'll do a live podcast and
random. What's
we'll
the
bring
word?
on
By an audience.
random person for each word.
Jeez.
There it is.
So, well, hey, that's what's the word for you.
Mm-hmm. You know what else is up?
What else is up?
Dog.
Oh. God damn it.
If you're watching the YouTube video, you walked right into that one.
I did.
Oh, wow. If you're watching the YouTube video, you already understand the joke. If you're not, on my sign, I have what's up, dog.
Which, like, finally he's updated for the first time in God knows how long.
So I got it last Christmas.
Yeah.
But I think I stopped in like March. I think it had said hello there for almost the entire year. I was working from home today. I was like, you know what? And then ended my work. I was like, I had like 15 minutes to kill. Let's change it. So
Change it.
there it is.
Yeah.
Today's episode of Funny Business is made possible by our friends at Spotify with Anchor.fm.
You know, Matt, after years of using Anchor for Funny Business, our listeners can almost repeat word for word what Anchor can do for a podcast like ours.
Oh, we do. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
And if you're like us with absolutely insane busy lives, when you host your podcast on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or where you are listening now.
So download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. And what else is up is the rest of this podcast. We have a very special edition of Funny Business Power Rankings. Okay, for this week of Funny Business Power Rankings, we have a very special guest. The second person to ever come on the podcast 2 times. The 2-time returning champ. It is our good friend. It is Jake. Jake, thank you again for joining the podcast.
Thanks, Matt. Great introduction. I thought you were going to say the handsomest ever guest to be on the podcast, but I guess you didn't include that.
It slipped my mind at the last minute. I meant to throw it in there.
That's what I thought. That's why Mike's my favorite. But glad to be here. Another power rankings this week. So gonna win that again and keep the reign.
Okay, we'll find out. So we have a very special list. We are going to be ranking the best minor league baseball team names. There is a bunch. There's a bunch of weird ones. I have talked about minor league baseball teams before. I do work in minor league baseball. But while you're listening to this list, just keep in mind some of the crazy names. If you see one you like, look it up. Buy a t-shirt. Buy a hat. Not only are the names great, the logos are great. The color schemes are great. So it's just something to keep in the back of your mind. So, gentlemen, how we're going to pick the order. I think we did this before. However, I'm pulling up random number generator.
Ooh.
Pick a number 1 through 50. Whoever is closest is going to pick the order.
You included, right?
Me included.
Okay.
So that's not the number, but just so everyone can see and you guys can see 1 through 50.
9. No.
Incorrect. All right, Jake.
Yep.
Pick your number.
39.
Okay, Mike.
24.
Okay, I'm gonna go 23.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the number so everyone can see.
Okay.
It is 4. It is 4. So I was closest. So
Price is Right rules. No, kidding.
I will have Mike go first, and then Jake second. I'll go last.
Wow.
So again, it's going to go Mike, Jake, me, and then second round me, Jake, Mike, and we're doing 5 rounds.
All right.
So Mike, whenever you are ready, the floor is yours with the first pick.
Oh man, running start, getting a nice lead. I had a interesting time creating this list because I think all of us at one point in our lives, all 3 of us, have been to a baseball game, and you hear certain chants and certain music that comes out, and what kept consistently coming in my head is "Let's go," and then the team name. So if it sounded great, I was like, that's on the list. So at number 1, my first pick of minor league baseball team names, it is the Florence Y'alls. And they are a frontier league. And to me, it's like, let's go, Y'alls. And so the Florence Y'alls are my first pick in this draft. Power ranking.
Interesting choice.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't look at the Frontier League or like the Atlantic League. But that's a good one. That's unique for sure.
I'm not a fan of that one, Mike.
Ooh.
Well, it's okay. We're still friends.
Not?
Because you went by the chant, and if you're gonna have a chant, I hate when it's like extended, you know? So couple syllables, let's go lightning, right? That works. The y'alls is let's go y'alls. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like extending something that can't be extended.
You're a scholar and a gentleman. I didn't think that tough, so
that's a good point. That's a very good point. Okay, Jake, you're up.
All right, so it's going to be a throwback to our October podcast talking about appetizers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I threw out a couple. I was looking on some websites for minor league baseball teams, and I came across the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
So being in Florida, obviously going to college in Florida, lots of good seafood, warm weather for baseball. Can't go wrong with some jumbo shrimp. And if you order shrimp for the table or have it as an appetizer, people are gonna love you. So I'll go with the jumbo shrimp, number 1.
That was my number 1 as well. So
You're welcome.
That's a great pick. I mean, I think what makes it even better is that they could have just went Jacksonville Shrimp, but they threw in Jumbo in there. I think it just makes it more fun. Yeah, it makes it fun.
Yeah,
that was my number 5 pick.
Okay, there's gonna be a lot they're gonna be taking.
I'm so nervous.
Okay, so my first pick. I love this logo. I love this team name so much that I went on their website and I was going to buy a t-shirt, and almost all of their merch is like sold out except for like smalls. It is the Montgomery Biscuits, which is just a fantastic name. The logo is fantastic. I mean, the little biscuit guy with the butter, it's great. That is such a minor league baseball name. It's just too perfect.
I think I had that on my number 3 pick. I was too busy switching it all.
I had the Biscuits, number 4.
Mm-hmm. And then for my second pick, the name itself, like the mascot name is not great. However, when you put it all together, it's just phenomenal. I'm going with the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. It's just fun to say. I mean, you can't say Rancho Cucamonga Quakes and not smile. It's great. I don't even know what, I think they're like a AA team. It's phenomenal.
One more time for the audience. What how do you say that?
That is the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. And fun fact, I believe I did a report on college in them.
Just for everyone's research purposes, they are the single A affiliate of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It's in California too.
Oh, bad.
All right, Jake. Floor is yours.
All right, I'm going to go with the AA team for the Cleveland Guardians, the Akron Rubber Ducks, right? If I'm a kid and my Friday night in summer, I'm not doing anything, I took a bath the night before, Thursday night before school, put some soap in there, put a couple rubber ducks in the bath, right? Got clean. My mom says, all right, tomorrow we're going to go to the Akron Rubber Ducks game. I'm in 100%. I'm bringing my friends. I'm going to take a picture, probably grab a hat. It's going to be the best night ever. Akron Rubber Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Great job.
I saw that pic. Like, I just saw that whole sequence just happen. Like, you picked it so well.
If they don't have a bathtub in like the outfield that someone can sit in and watch the game with some rubber ducks, they're missing out.
I hope the owner of Akron Rubber Ducks listened to Funny Business Pod.
They might.
There's a pool in one of the major league stadiums, isn't there?
Yes, the Diamondbacks have a pool, and I'm not gonna say the name in case anyone takes it. Miami does not have it, I don't think. There's also a minor league baseball team that has one as well.
Interesting.
Yep.
You gonna say that name now? Or?
Maybe later.
Maybe.
Mike, you have 2.
All right, my second round draft pick. It's the single A team from the Seattle Mariners. I'm picking the Modesto Nuts. And let me tell you, similar to Jake's scenario, just have a whole bunch of nuts and, could be like planters, could be, some seasoned nuts. Like, I really hope in Modesto, in the stadium itself, that they actually have just a nut bar or like some type of way where like it's just an all you can eat buffet of nuts. So yeah, my number 2 pick is the Modesto Nuts.
That's bringing back memories of Matt and I always walking around the stadium at work, and you smell the nuts and you automatically get your stomach just starving all at once, or some cinnamon nuts. Yeah. I can't wait till we have that again.
Yeah, every time April walks by, I just plug her nose. She can't breathe the cinnamon.
It's great. Really?
It's airborne.
Oh.
Wow. It's a fun fact for you.
Just looking for a good nut. So
right. I mean, who isn't?
You're right.
I love nuts.
All right.
And
you have
Jake, you start,
nope.
Right? Wait, what?
Your turn.
Your third round.
All right, my third pick. Why do I feel like this is already said, but I'm going to say it anyway. People can correct me wrong. It is from the AAIPB League. It is the Wichita Wingnuts. So another wing nut. The Modesto Nuts. We're talking about the Wichita Wingnuts.
Big nut guy.
Yeah, big nut guy, I cannot tell you any more information just because I haven't researched it that well, but admitted to that. But yeah, Wichita Wingnuts, third pick in the power rankings.
Mike, while we're talking about nuts, what is your favorite choice of nut?
Well, so hard to pick from them all,
Yeah.
Do you count pistachio as a nut?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, then pistachio is probably my favorite nut.
Matt?
Pistachio is a good choice. I'm going to say cashews. Big cashew guy.
Salted cashews from Wawa, my choice.
I will say, favorite dessert nut is salted pecans.
Okay. Yeah, salted nuts are always very good.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Third overall. We're going to go with the Savannah Sand Gnats.
Ooh.
Right? I thought it was interesting. Not many people like gnats in general, or sand gnats. If you're at a beach, I don't feel like getting my feet eaten by bugs. So I thought that was interesting. But hey, props to them knowing that they can name their team after an annoying species of animal and still get butts and seats and make money.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I can't argue with that logic.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My third round pick. I have actually been to this stadium. I'm going to tell the story before I give the team name.
Okay.
My buddy texted me, who I went to high school with and college with. Shout out Chris.
He
texted me. He said, "Hey, do you want to go to this game? They have Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow was on this team at the time." I was like, "Yeah, sure. Let's go watch Tim Tebow play baseball. That'd be awesome." We drive up there. We walk in the stadium. We look at the lineup. Tim Tebow did not play that game. He just didn't play.
That's a shame.
Yeah. However, the team name is great. It is the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. Yep, there it is. Rumble Pony. It's just fun. Again, they could have just went with the Binghamton Ponies. They throw in the Rumble Ponies, adds a little pizzazz to it.
Pizzazz. Love that word. Word of the day. Pizzazz.
Word of the day. My number 4 pick. This is a tough one. I have a lot. I'm gonna go with, I believe they are a AA team, maybe single A. Up in the good old Northeast, the Hartford Yard Goats. Great logo and great colors. They believe they're blue and green. But a Yard Goat's just fun. Who wouldn't want to play for the Yard Goats?
I wouldn't mind playing for the Yard Goats.
Yeah.
Oh, who do you play for? I play for the Yard Goats. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I wouldn't get taken seriously though.
Goats can be, with the horns.
The
goats. Yeah, the
True.
goat. Yeah,
True.
who's the
True.
goat Yard Goat? People are asking.
I bet.
Are they?
You know what else they're asking for?
What?
Why don't we have printed programs? Why do we have digital programs?
Oh, God. PTSD. Moving on. Jake, your number 4 pick.
Number 4 pick is going to be I thought it was interesting because it's a Vegas team, but they're the AAA team for the Blue Jays, the Las Vegas 51s. So that's going to be named after Area 51, which I believe is in Nevada as well. It's always interesting when we kind of have a place that we know nothing about and we're not allowed in it. So naming a team after that area is just even more interesting. Maybe you go to the ballpark and you have no idea what's going to happen in there. So, I thought it was interesting to be Las Vegas 51s, named after a very weird area of land.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a great pick. I mean, that's great logic, too, behind it.
Mm-hmm. All right. My number 4 pick, I'm picking a AA team from the Los Angeles Angels.
Mm-hmm. I already know this team.
From Madison, Alabama, the Rocket City Trash Pandas. It's just rolls off the tongue so nice. And, just a couple of trash pandas just going around. And, you would never consider a panda being in trash, I mean, we see bears in trash in our area, but pandas, we don't know anything. I mean, you should see them a lot with bamboo. I'm not stereotyping pandas, but, Rocket City Trash Pandas, number 4 pick.
Do you know what a trash panda is?
I don't.
Okay, it's a raccoon.
Oh, never mind. So why aren't they called the Rocket City Trash Raccoons?
Because they call them trash pandas down there.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they're named the Trash Pandas. Either way, great pick, great team name. Great logo too, by the way. If you've never seen it, look it up.
Oh, you're right, Matt. It's a raccoon.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Okay.
It's still a great pick.
There we go. Okay. Learn something
Everyone
new every
gets
day.
a trophy.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. All right. My number 5 and final pick. I will say actually, no, I'll just say my number 5 pick because we reviewed it anyway. I picked it from the Appalachian League. And the Appalachian League Never heard about this team before until I was doing my research. Matt is shaking his head, so I definitely won tonight in picking a team that Matt doesn't know about.
Correct.
Jake, do you know about the Appalachian League?
Nope.
All right. So they are from Burlington, North Carolina. Very close to, well, I shouldn't say very close to Raleigh, North Carolina. But anyway, I'm picking the Burlington Sock Puppets at my number 5 pick. Could you imagine your team solely based on an imagination of a sock puppet? And I could just see it now in the stadium, like with a big jumbotron. Like they could literally have like sock puppets with like the typical what do you call it, theater, where it's like they have it on the big screen, but like they have like sock puppets. It'd be like real life sock puppets, recorded at least. But yeah, that's my number 5 pick.
It's a interesting name for sure.
All right, my 5th and final pick is going to be the AAA team for the Phillies. It's going to be the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. I think it's just kind of funny how it's Iron Pigs. I know the area. I think it has to do with possibly steel or iron or something like that. I researched the team, and they've got a lot of bacon themed things. So obviously,
who doesn't
for
love bacon?
pigs and iron, it's, I guess, kind of weird how they put that together, and then they just kill the pig and make bacon. But yeah, I thought that was cool. And obviously, I looked up their logo, and their mascots came up, and Ferris and Fifi look like pretty cool people too. So who doesn't love a good mascot and a great baseball team? So 5th and final, probably one of my favorite teams ever, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
You know, I did a presentation on these guys in college.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. So the reason they're called the Iron Pigs is Bethlehem is close by a stadium. It's big steel industry back in the day. And pig iron is actually the main ingredient in steel. So they just switched it. They made it the Iron Pigs.
Could you imagine if they were called the Pig Irons?
Doesn't sound as good.
No, but still.
No. Jake, great pick. Yep.
That was awesome.
Really, really fantastic. All right. Last pick of the draft. I have a long list. This is going to be a tough one. I am going to go with the Richmond Flying Squirrels at number 5. Who doesn't love a flying squirrel? Like, you just see one like jump out of a tree. It's like, that's awesome.
Wait, Mike, do that again.
Is it time to be real?
On YouTube. Yeah, there it is. It's exactly how it happens.
He's gonna fly away.
Great podcasting content for everybody who's listening on the car ride.
And that just makes him want to go on the video, though. See what you just
absolutely.
did. Mike is currently flying around in his room right now. So
great.
And he's dressed as a squirrel.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. There's our draft. There's obviously a lot more. Does anyone else have any honorable mentions?
I had it's in the All-American Amateur Baseball Association, the Carolina Disco Turkeys.
I saw that too.
You could have just stuck with Carolina Turkeys, but you wanted to add a little pizzazz to it. So throw in the disco. The logo, I'm a little partial with the logo, but I'm not in that AAABA league. Yeah.
Give me a man after me.
Oh my God.
Looking up the Disco Turkeys right now to see their logo.
It's just it's a little funky, like
yeah, it's interesting.
It's like it'd be hard to put it, like, I don't know. It's just okay. So I like the alternative logo a little bit more, and it's just the head with like sparkles behind it of a turkey, but it looks like a peacock.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's my honorable mention. We mentioned the Montgomery Biscuits and the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, but a lot of my picks got moved up because of round picks. So
my only one that actually got to cross off everything from my list, the the Rumble Ponies and the biscuits were taken from me, so that's unfortunate. But I did have the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, which is the single A for the Padres. I thought tin caps could be fun. You can incorporate a cool hat and a logo into that. So yeah, I just thought it was a clever idea.
That is a good one. I have a longer list. The El Paso Chihuahuas. Just a funny name. I don't know what this one is, but the Amarillo Sod Poodles. I don't know what a sod poodle is, but that's a great name. The Cedar Rapids Kernels. They're just a corn kernel. It's kind of funny, just where they are. This one just sounds cool. Sugarland Space Cowboys. Who doesn't love cowboys? Who doesn't love space? Put them together. It's a great name.
Well, we know who doesn't like the Cowboys.
Well, correct.
Hey, Dallas is finally going to the Super Bowl this year.
He is. Yes, he is.
He is.
I saw that post. That was great. The Down East Wood Ducks, the Lansing Lug Nuts, the Fort Myers Mighty Mussels, Lakeland Flying Tigers, Fayetteville Woodpeckers, Albuquerque Isotopes. Anything you could put anything in front behind Albuquerque and it'd be a great name. The Canapolis Cannonballers, that's a great logo. Myrtle Beach Pelicans, Charleston River Dogs, and my last one was the Erie Sea Wolves.
Erie
Sea Wolves.
Erie of I don't know.
Okay.
I was gonna try to be like, are they eerie? Like eerie wolves, but
I think the sea wolf actually has an eye patch in the logo, if I'm correct. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So minor league baseball team names, a lot of fun. And if you heard a name you like, look them up. If there's a name that you like that we missed, let us know on social media.
Yeah. Well, that concludes another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. Jake, thank you so much for joining us again, this unprecedented second time. It's always a pleasure having on Jake, my man. It's always good. Can't believe that we're doing it again, but here we are.
Thank you, Mike. I'm not going to say it to persuade you guys, but obviously I'd love to be on here again, but I'll let you guys talk about that and decide for yourselves. But always great catching up. Feels like no time has passed since the last time. And yeah, it was always a great time with you too.
That's the sign of true friendship.
It's always good. It's always the way that it is. But if you want to see more, you can find us all of our social media and all of our live stream links and all that good stuff at solo.to/funnybusiness. Mr. Matthew.
Yep.
What is your advice for the good people, the coworkers of the funny business world? And you may defer to Jake if Jake seems prepared for secondary advice.
Yes, so I do have one, but we'll throw it to Jake for if he has any advice.
Go ahead. Go, Matt. You go first.
So not stalling at all. That's not what this is. For all the fellas out there, what's coming up? Valentine's Day is coming up.
I hate that day.
Don't forget to set those dinner reservations. Don't forget to order your flowers. Get your chocolate. Just be prepared. You don't be that guy that forgets Valentine's Day, because it's not a good thing to forget. It's not like forgetting her birthday or forgetting an anniversary or the first time you held hands. Valentine's Day is a little different, so just be prepared. I actually, just a fun fact, I called a restaurant like last week to get a reservation for Valentine's Day weekend, and they told me I didn't need one. And I don't believe that too well.
I don't believe that.
No, so I think I'm going to call again and double check that. But yeah, don't forget Valentine's Day. But Jake, what is your advice for the coworkers of the Funny Business Podcast?
I'm going to say stay hydrated, right? So there's many ways you can stay hydrated in this world today. So I don't know if you're active in your lifestyle, if you like to party on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday night, I don't care. And you wake up in the morning and you don't feel good because you're not hydrated, it's your fault. Okay? There's water available. in this great country of ours, right? If you want to boost your hydration, a product I use a lot is Liquid IV. Liquid IV accounts for 3 water bottles instead of 1. Say goodbye to hangovers, say goodbye to headaches, always be hydrated. Liquid IV, do it to it. Goodbye, people of the Funny Business podcast.
You know what else helps? Just start drinking again. That's also, I like, how do you cure a hangover? Just get drunk again.
Oh, man. That was wonderful. Thank you, Jake. Thank you,
thank you, Jake.
And that concludes another episode. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.